weeping on her throne.
I always thought that she might have had, like, two sides of her. Where's Focalors? Who is Focalors?
The original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled.
It is too late.
Is there going to be a consequence if she's found to be guilty? There's no time left. Please, Furina, just spit it out. Cutscene? Hold up? Come on. Come on. Please. Oh, this fucking primordial seawater. Whoa. No way. No shot. No fucking way. There's no way! There's no way that just happened!
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance.
Oh my god! There's no way Liddy just pulled that off! Bruh! We just had to keep her busy! We just had to keep her in the box! That was literally the trap. Wow. I did not see that coming. I know I said that that was the trap, but I thought everyone else was gonna show up. I didn't know that we were gonna pull a freaking magic trick and get this thing to the opera house. That first rumble, we were like, oh yeah, don't worry about that. It's, you know, the freaking primordial sea's acting up out there. But I guess they were transporting it. You know how, like, the magic boxes from Act 1? Like how they're like, oh, we put it on the freaking thing, we slide it across, and then we bring it up. I think that's what happened here. Wow, I can't believe it. That's so cool.
Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
Yeah, I'm a witness. I saw it all happen myself, Your Honor.
So this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes.
I'm so mad. She was just about to say something. I saw it, dude. She was vulnerable. She was in that moment. She was just about to say something. And then this happens. Now she's literally gonna clam up.
Do not forget, however, that I am Focalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself.
No.
Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
Are we still on good terms, even though I kind of, like, low-key, like, betrayed you right there?
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial?
Oh, I don't think he'd want to do that.
In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
Bro, they're bringing every concept. Bro, they're bringing everything together. That's how they mentioned it too. They were like, oh, in this nation, you either defend yourself in court, you defend yourself on the freaking side of the street in a 1v1 for your life. That is so cool. Oh, yeah, Furina's lit. Furina does not want the smoke, bro. Furina does not want to catch these hands. She's definitely getting in that booth.
You would draw your blade against a god?
You can't use that for everything. You dare put a god on trial? You dare choose to strike a god in a duel? Like, what do you mean?
I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Oh my god. Guys, I can't move past that magic trick. I'm literally still there. I literally thought it was the primordial sea. I was like, oh no, it's the waters again. That was so cool. I didn't see that coming at all. Uh-oh.
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
What is happening, Furina?
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Lady Furina, what is the meaning of this?
All the witnesses, you gotta explain yourself now.
Shh.
He's like, don't worry, this is all part of the performance.
It would seem seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Come on, Furina, that's cap. She's really trying.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary.
Okay.
I will admit that I've been running away for a long time.
All right, I like that. I like that.
I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial for my crimes.
Are we gonna find out the voice in the oratories? I'm like, okay, this is cool, but I'm like, when are we getting these other answers, please? We're in the courtroom at least.
You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve.
Okay.
I, Furina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice.
I love that delivery.
This time, I will protect you.
Wow, what a badass. That's such a good shot.
Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding
Let's
before
go.
your eyes.
Give it up.
Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon, Focalor, will now begin!
Why are you speaking in the third person? What do you mean? Woohoo! All right, so you're a little too excited. Woohoo! Bruh.
Now we're making history.
Bruh.
Why does it feel like Furina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes?
Bro, she just hyped up the crowd. They're automatically on her side.
Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
About that.
All right, then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
I think Neuvillette, maybe.
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Oh! So much for your witness! Thank you, Your Honor.
Is that so?
Damn.
Very well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
Damn, we're challenging a god. Let's get it. Let's get this bread. Round 2. Electric Boogaloo. We were so close to getting her to tell us the truth, but it still turned out like this in the end. It's okay, though. As long as we can defeat Furina in court, we'll still have a chance to figure everything out. All right, here we go. Damn, this is heavy, dude. This is so based. We come around full circle.
Also, please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins. Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Everything. Everything was staged from the beginning.
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
The gang's all here.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates.
Wow, look at that.
They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members.
Wow.
Waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you.
Holy shit. So, like, from the time that she was getting, like, heckled in the courthouse.
The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more
Wow.
of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself.
Yep.
So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
Damn, literally jebaited.
So, you mean the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
And then your boy pulled up.
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontainian history.
All right, Lenny. Lenny's like, that was performed by me, by the way.
That's right. That house was a magic box rather than someone's residence.
Wow. I love a good plan, dude.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese.
I said the exact same thing. I was like, this is like the magic box trick.
The volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Araneas. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human.
Hey, I was in there too, you know.
My thanks, Furina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
Damn. Lenny's gonna have a booked show for months now after that.
You're welcome?
That's a classic Furina response.
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support.
Oh!
The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off.
Wow. Even the Fatui, bro, everyone's coming together.
We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
Jesus Christ. That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, why are we just letting multiple days pass? Like, what the hell are we doing in the like, why do we have all this downtime, leisure time on our hands? Shouldn't we be like doing stuff? But yeah, they were setting stuff up behind the scenes. I like that.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
Yeah, and my dumbass thought it was the primordial sea again.
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
We deceived you back there. Sorry about that.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight.
Yeah, she's wiping her blade. She was like, give me an excuse, please.
Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yeah, they didn't give you a second to respond.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
As for you, Traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson.
It was both, though. Like, I was really trying to get through to you, but, you know, we could have avoided all this if you were a little faster on the uptake.
You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
You guessed wrong.
Oh?
My mission was to give you one last chance. We hoped that you'd share your secrets with us before the magic box arrived at the stage. Yeah.
Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance.
You were so close. You were like right there, bro.
It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
Let's do it. Yeah, the only thing we can do now is judge the Hydro Archon. I can't believe it, dude. This is so hype. Still, I can't help but be a little bothered by that conversation earlier. What did Furina want to say to me right before we arrived on the stage? That's what I'm saying. I'm so sad.
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along.
Oh.
This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Oh, okay, cool.
Huh?
Based.
Charlotte wanted to give us something?
Damn, Charlotte too?
Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte!
I can see my ace reporter from here.
Oh, let Paimon see. Isn't this the exclusive interview that she did with us before? So she's already finished it, huh? Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine!
Oh, wow.
So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument!
Let's go. Yo, that's super practical. Thank you.
Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duel you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right.
Oh my god. They replaced Detective Paimon. I miss Detective Paimon. She was goated. She was based. Man, Detective Paimon would have been pog. Like one last hoorah. Especially because we're coming back full circle. We were here last time defending Linny, and now we're prosecuting the Hydro Archon, so I think it would have been appropriate.
I didn't think that you'd wind up getting to the bottom of the case I'd been following all this time. I guess you could also see this as a happy coincidence. This is the first time Monsieur Nervillette had a difference of opinion with the Oratrice. Even the Hydro Archon can't figure it out. A Fatui Harbinger. She's an extraordinary person. Her instinct must mean something.
I love all these little lines from Charlotte.
The fortress of Meripede was almost destroyed in a single day. That I didn't witness that scene personally will always be a source of professional regret, I think.
Aww.
According to Monsieur Nervillette, both Child and that whale should have been in the primordial sea at that time. I nearly lost my awesome friend Navia.
Aww.
To be honest, that still gives me shivers.
Awesome friend.
The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably only be truly understood when something surreal happens to you.
Alrighty, we got all our info. All the evidence, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
God, this is so hype.
Oh, come on, Nervillette. There's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese. Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this.
Your negligence to protect the people.
Of course. It is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
Excuse me? A full sentence by the Zach Aguilar? Are you kidding me? This man better be getting paid by the letter. Let's go. Man's got paid. We out here.
Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
What? What? Was that actually true? Is Furina just a fucking random person? She really doesn't know what she's doing. How would that happen? How would she be able to just grab an Archon's throne and no one questions it?
Wait, what was that? Lady Furina's a fraud?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
Bro, what? Who is this girl? Where did she come from?
Charge accepted.
Who is this? Who is Focalors then? And who's Furina? Where the hell did she come from? How did she just yoink the freaking seat of the gods?
Lady Furina, do you plead guilty to the charge?
Oh, yeah. That response? Yeah, you're not the Archon. What the hell?
Lady Furina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty?
Bro, she's doubling down. Oh, no. You know how you're guilty? Because you literally don't know about the Oratrice. You don't know where your Gnosis is. You don't know how to stop the Primordial Sea. You're like walking around like you know what you're doing, but you clearly don't.
There is no way that I, Focalors, otherwise known as Furina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
They just did a very interesting edit there that reminds me of something. I think I said this at some point in Fontaine's release, but Furina's two different eyes reminds me of two separate pieces of media that I grew up experiencing. One of them is Kuroko no Basket. One of them is Tales of Grace's F. One's an anime, one's a video game. And in both of those, there are two characters that have different colored eyes that represent two different people or two different entities. In Tales of Grace's F, it was the host, and then there was someone that was living within them. And then in Kuroko no Basket, it was the character, and then their other eye signified like a split personality. And for the longest time, I've been saying how like, oh, Furina kind of like, she acts like Fischl. I'm the Prinzessin, but I'm really Amy. She's like, I'm Focalors, but I'm really Furina. And I don't know if that has anything to do with the curse. Was she cursed to be an Archon even though she knew she wasn't? Did Celestia curse her? And what does this have to do with Egeria? I have no clue. All I can think of is that from the time I saw her design with the 2 different colored eyes, I always thought that she might have had like 2 sides of her. And it's how she's super theatrical in her personality. So if she's not Focalors, then who is? I think it might be the Oratrice, because we still haven't heard about the voice in that. But yeah, the way that they edited it, it was like 2 different sides of her facing each other, and then they came together as one. And so I was like, oh, that actually seems pretty interesting.
Yeah. Even though Lady Furina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either.
Same.
Sure, Lady Furina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge claim?
I mean, we were presented that she was the Archon, so like, why would we question that? We didn't question A, we didn't question Nahida. I think we started questioning Furina when we found out she didn't actually have her Gnosis, and that Arlecchino was like, she doesn't feel like a god. She seems to be cursed. So I was like, okay, that's a little weird.
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory.
Yeah, they were born with me already in power. That means I was completely legit from the beginning.
See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld? If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the God of Justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
Why is she doubling down if this isn't true? Like, what does she have to lose? Like, is there going to be a consequence if the jig is up and she's found to be guilty?
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? We have to not only refute Furina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
The people only see you as their Archon because it's their long-held belief.
Well,
exactly.
I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am? And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
That's what I'm saying. What if you were cursed with a long lifespan? Like, what if you were cursed like Dainsleif? Dainsleif's a human, but he was cursed with immortality. And we know you have some kind of curse on you, so maybe that? Maybe you're just a random normie who got cursed with immortality. I've got to think carefully. What do we know to be special about Furina exactly? All right, let's see. I think it's the knave right here. Yeah, it's what she said.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race.
Yep.
Which would allow you
That's
to
true.
naturally possess an extended lifespan.
Yep.
And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Talk to him, Paimon, such as a curse.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave?
Yep.
You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
Oh, don't do that shit to me, okay? I'm over here I'm doing my best, okay? I'm the witness. It doesn't matter who gave us the information. What matters is the veracity of the claim.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
Oh, interesting. Nouvelette's like, holy shit, this is getting spicy.
You sensed it too, huh, Nouvelette?
So, Furina, instead of an Archon, could you just be a cursed human?
Lady Furina is actually a human?
Chat, hold on, bro. literally said in the teaser trailer reaction video, I was like, guys, I think what's gonna happen is that Furina's gonna give up her gnosis to Neuvillette so he can become a dragon again, and he's gonna save the nation. And Furina is gonna go from an Archon to a human. No, she was a human all along. Are you fucking kidding me? I wasted that video. I did all that work for nothing? I was ahead of the curve, though. I was like, nah, she's a god and she'll turn into a human. They're like, Arnold, we gotta break. How do we break it to him? He doesn't know.
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them.
That is true.
It's not impossible.
Like, they look human. They look like every other person on the street. Unless they had, like, elf ears or dragon scales. Just like, Neuvillette looks like a human. I mean, his ears are a little pointy. He looks a little, his eyes. You can tell with the eyes, too, if they're, like, a little different. But, yeah, they can pass for human for sure. Oh! Let's go.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being?
Bro, I'm gonna fucking blow. I'm gonna. I literally remembered this yesterday. I completely forgot to mention this. at the start of the stream, but I pulled for Furina, and when you use her skill in her burst, her hair does not glow like the other Archons do. I remember realizing that yesterday, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta mention this on stream, and I completely forgot until just now. That was the giveaway initially for me. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I better remember this, and I didn't. I forgot to write it down. I just remembered now. That's the tell. It's the hair, because all of the other Archons' hair glows, which I guess that's why Neuvillette's grows, is because, or glows, I should say, not grows. Glows is because, like, that's like a tell of an Archon, and hers doesn't do it. Hers does not glow, which is fucking crazy.
Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods.
I love these edgy ass freaking half-face like shots like this. I love this shit.
For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine.
Yeah, see? Even when you look at it from the back right here, it's not her hair that's glowing. It's like her top part of her dress. So it's almost kind of like she's imitating a god without actually, because like that's the part that's glowing. It's not her hair that's glowing. That's so sus.
One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the endemitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal. What evidence proves that Furina is not the master of the Oratrice? She didn't know why it convicted child, right? Yeah, she didn't know why, like, it, like...
You tried to reference the Oratrice. But weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
You could also reference Arlecchino when she was like, when she actually asked her, hey, what's the purpose of the Oratrice? How does it work? And Furina didn't answer.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
Damn. She really just called me three-head. You're a human. What are you doing? Why are you talking down to me like that?
Lady Furina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order.
Yeah, listen to the Dragon Man.
While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial.
Allegedly an Archon, by the way.
You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
Damn, you're about to be thrown into the brig.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
He's impartial. He's the best judge. He's literally the best.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Furina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
Neuvillette really just said rules are meant to not be broken. Rules aren't meant to be broken.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real one. Are they in the freaking Oratrice? Did she get locked up? Furina was like, all right, I'm just gonna assume your role. I'm gonna cram you into this machine and we'll leave it be.
The real Hydro Archon. Well, now you're really losing me.
Because there's the voice in the Oratrice.
It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created.
But why? And who created it?
You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
I'm sure divine creations can't be flawed. Then they're not divine, they're just normal.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able
I
to
do understand what she's saying, though.
She has no power over the Oratrice.
She's right. She's like, just because that thing is faulty doesn't mean that I'm no less who I say I am. But like, come on now. Sure, we can put the Oratrice aside for now, but then, Miss Furina, could you please give us a brief demonstration of your power as an Archon?
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an Archon?
Easy. Just do something only an Archon could do without hurting anybody around you.
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
Oh, yo. Thank you, Nuvilette. Nuvilette's like, yo, I can protect everybody.
You don't need to go that far.
He's like, stay out of this, Nuvilette. A brief demonstration of your power over Hydro should be quite harmless. Surely an Archon can at least match the capabilities of a human with a vision. Also, I just realized this Furina's model has a gemstone where the vision is on the playable model. I don't know what that implies. I don't know what that's there for. Clearly, things are developing.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Damn. You don't have a vision or a gnosis.
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium!
But, like, where's your proof? What if that was already the case by design? You're not beating the human allegations here, Furina. I'm sorry. This is one allegation that we're always gonna see from now until the end of time.
Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
Yes. Her name is called Raiden A. She's great. You should meet her.
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Yeah. No matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs.
Seems like nobody's buying Furina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar.
Oh, no. She's crumbling. Furina's in shambles.
I'm still the same Furina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to believe in me? Please? You've got to believe me.
Furina, what's gonna happen to her, though, if she's exposed?
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents, too?
Man.
And all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
Damn. They're like, bro, you not only deceived me and dishonored me, but my family.
Enough. That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is?
The Oratrice, I think.
If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
All right, we're gonna cut through the heart of this right now.
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute her now? Seems like she really doesn't want to give up.
If we can't prove that she isn't the Archon, we can try to prove that she's just a human. And if she's only human... Okay, hold on. What evidence can prove that Furina is a human? What if we were to like, hey, can you jump in the primordial sea real quick? Because the prophecy says that only the Hydro Archon will be left weeping on her throne. But if she's a human, and if she's from Fontaine, and she jumps in the water, she wouldn't want to do that because she knows it would kill her. I think it's that one. Holy shit.
It's been established that all Fontainians can dissolve in water from the primordial sea. And that means...
No wonder she's terrified. She's like, bro, I'm gonna die along with everybody else.
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Bruh. We actually saw someone get dissolved right in this very courtroom.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Yeah. Yo, I like how Nuvalet gets on anyone's ass if they step out of line.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives, including those of some of my closest friends. So... Miss Furina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater?
Oh dear.
If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve.
Yeah, so don't do it to prove a point, and then you just, congratulations, you played yourself, you're now dead.
I do hope you'll act prudently, and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
If Lady Furina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontainian like all the rest of us.
Yep.
Would she really dare to try?
You better hope you're not from Fontaine! Ma'am. Furina, please. Just take the L. It ain't that deep. What's the worst that could happen? Am I missing something here?
Lady Furina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Thank you, Nuvalet.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it. That could only mean...
What's going on? Is she really planning to... that's not what we thought she would...
Furina, please.
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Furina, you may...
Whoa!
What? Hey!
She actually... That reaction tells me she didn't think it would work. The curse, whatever curse she has, may have just saved her. That curse might be helping her right now.
Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here. I haven't been dissolved.
Hold on, not yet. Let's wait patiently.
Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon. I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water. Really? Was this not the most obvious thing in the world?
She was sweating bullets just a second ago, I swear.
Miss Siegewien? If you are present, Miss Siegewien, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Oh.
Siegewien?
Wait, the Melazine? That can perceive much beyond that of a human?
Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds.
Hold up.
Let me see.
Are they cooking right now? What is happening? She is wearing...
That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Siegewien.
Technically, Furina's wearing gloves. I was gonna say, did her gloves just, prevent that?
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Furina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that
She was scared as fuck, dude. She was literally on the cusp of dying. Oh my god.
she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater.
Wow.
The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Oh, okay, so that was... I thought she was doing it because she was scared.
Thank you, Miss Siegewing. Lady Furina, you may return to the defendant's stand.
Exposed in 4K.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Hold on.
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson.
It was probably concentrated. Not concentrated, sorry. It was probably diluted. She was feeling the effects, but it wasn't strong enough to immediately dissolve her.
However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human.
Yeah, there it is.
After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur.
Yeah, I thought the curse was protecting her somehow, but I thought her reaction to it and her fear of it actually killing her was what she was exhibiting.
We don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Furina was literally about to risk it all. For what, her ego? Is it really that deep?
Yeah, so out of regard for Furina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness.
Yeah, which means she was literally about to risk her life.
It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Furina could have...
I can't believe... You...
Damn. Exposed. But what's really going on here? Furina couldn't have not known the consequences of touching the water as a human. This is too unlikely how she usually acts, unless it's actually more important for her to keep up the facade than to save her own life. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, was she cursed to keep up this ruse forever? And if she breaks it, like, she's gonna get killed or something, or like smited by the gods? She's willing to keep up the facade more than preserve her own life, which is crazy. It almost implies that the punishment is worse than death. That's literally what she just expressed. Breaking this act is a fate worse than death. But hadn't she given up on everything a long time ago?
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. What happened just now didn't prove a single thing. Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater? Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water?
She's grasping at straws here, chat. Also, her voice acting, Amberly Connor's freaking killing it right now. I like the more and more desperation.
Anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your Archon.
I just want to know why she's so desperate. It's almost like if she loses the faith in the people, then she loses. Like, that's the curse. Like, you have to keep up, convince the people that you're the Archon no matter what. To the point where she's even crying. Ah.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
Oh my god.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Furina to win.
What's her trump card?
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
Nouvelette's voice line in the trailer. Wait a minute.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. She's too stacked against her now.
I just thought of something. Also, what the fuck? All this freaking glitched matrix? What the hell is happening?
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Furina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Furina is...
guilty.
Guilty.
Whoa. Holy shit. The ruse is up. You can finally come clean, I hope. What I was just about to say before we got this was that Neuvillette's dialogue in the trailer said, according to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, the Hydro Archon. I think he said the Hydro Archon is found guilty, like the death sentence. But if she's not the Hydro Archon, then is the actual Hydro Archon gonna get fucking killed here? And who the hell is that? I still don't know. Yeah, it's one of those days. Just sit down and cry and let it out. It do be like that.
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal to render the final verdict on the charges.
Does Neuvillette say that the same way every time with the same cadence and the same inflection? I almost feel like it's a sound bit at this point because he says it so consistently every time. Oh, fuck off. Indemnitium. Oh, shit. Yeah, there it is.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Furina is...
Hold on. Pause, champ.
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
It can't be. Did the Oratrice just declare Furina to be innocent?
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
However...
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon. Guilty.
But Furina's not the Archon. So that's a double verdict.
To be punished via the death sentence.
So who's the Hydro Archon? It's not Furina, so it's not her.
You call me friend. Am I really your friend?
The death sentence?
Is it semantics? I don't know. Like, she's pretending to be the Archon. She's guilty of not being the Archon, but this is judging the Hydro Archon, so it's not her.
That's actually one of the available sentences?
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
I've always thought that it was just a myth.
A myth?
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court. And it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice?
No.
What an unexpected twist.
Maybe that was put in play for the day, if the day ever came that Furina was exposed.
Furina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences,
they usually don't kill people.
Is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah, even Fauché wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
What's more strange is, instead of Furina, the Oratrice rendered judgment on the Hydro Archon.
Indeed. Not only is Furina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Furina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place.
Thank God. I'm so glad these characters are aware.
But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
I have no idea. I'm so stumped. I need...
excuse me.
Oh!
If I may interrupt.
Fremine!
Is the trial still going?
Fremine! You finally made it.
Oh!
I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Yo, my mission, dude.
Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
Okay. With the help of the other Fatui, Fremine brings this...
Is that the first prophecy slate?
No fucking way these people found this shit. There is no way that they found this slab. Oh my God. So that's Egeria. It looks like there are like a bunch of settlers in the background, a bunch of Oceanid in front of her, and a human? I don't get the interpretation here. I need this to be deciphered.
Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
Yo, Fremine is a beast.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea.
Wow.
It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water.
That's my diver.
But has the trial already concluded? Then... doesn't that mean I've come too late? Oh no. Father will be disappointed in me.
Don't worry, the mystery hasn't been resolved yet. Oh, shit.
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate.
Okay, please, I need answers.
Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates.
Yes.
I would like you to come here and confirm their contents.
Yep, will do. Bro, this Archon quest
So what do you see? What is it?
This Archon quest is so gas, dude. It's not even funny. Like, this is so good. I'm gonna miss this when it's over, because I'm just like, bro, now we have, I mean, granted, we still get some really good patches, but like, we're not gonna get something this spectacular, I don't think, until maybe Dainsleif Interlude or Natlin. And I'm just like, damn, bro. The previous Hydro Archon releasing her divine power, turning the Oceanids into human beings.
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime.
Whoa!
It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
What, is Furina an Oceanid turned human?
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Furina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon.
Three-head moment. Thank you, Paimon. Thank you for your contribution.
So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kind of talking about?
The previous one or the current one?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
An association between the contents of the slates and the events in real life.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates. Paimon will do her best to help you remember.
Okay. You're gonna help me remember when you literally just forgot that Furina is not the Archon. That's cap.
The first stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into humans.
That's crazy. We've seen instances of Oceanids having human form, but then reverting back. So the only 2 that we've seen that have the ability to become human, like to have a human form and then an Oceanid form, is Idia and Caliroe. This is actually saying that they went from one form and turned into another one completely.
Does that mean that Fontainians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But if Oceanids can turn into humans, then perhaps this process can be reversed as well.
Is that why? Wait a minute. That's why they can dissolve back into the water, because they're originally Oceanids. Like their DNA, right? Like their biological makeup as Fontainians means that they're all linked back to Oceanids.
The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them.
Why, though? Was that seen as like something they shouldn't have done? You turned things that were divine into things that are flawed and like the enemy of my enemy, right? Humans were created, you know, like humans are beneath the divine. So why would you turn your Oceanids into humans? Maybe Celestia was like, what the hell? That's some ass backwards way of thinking.
This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontainians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing?
Maybe.
The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people.
That kind of looks like Furina still.
That reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else? Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontainians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on.
Yeah.
We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident, it was just a question of when and not if.
Yep. Holy moly. It seems to show the former Hydro Archon using divine power to turn humans into Oceanids. Verify the truth. So I'm thinking Prophecy Slate 3 with Navia, because she did fall in and saw all of those people.
It's not as simple as falling into the sea.
Okay.
When Navia fell into the sea, Her consciousness was subjected to judgment.
Yep.
The stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Could that be alluding to the same thing?
Okay, one down, couple more to go. Navia falling into the sea. While exploring the ruins, Navia fell into waters containing primordial seawater. So that's the first one. I'm gonna say Prophecy Slate 1. It seems to show the former Archon using divine power to turn oceanids into people. Kind of think it's this one, because this person was using the dissolved water to bring people back. Yep.
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontainians can be dissolved in primordial seawater.
Yep.
And the first stone slate tells us that long ago, the Hydro Archon used her power to turn oceanids into humans.
This is heavy.
This might be the reason that Fontainians can dissolve.
That makes complete and utter sense. All right, that's 2 down, 2 to go. I kind of want to correlate Prophecy Slate 2 with Child because they're getting judged and Child was also judged as guilty.
That doesn't quite right.
I was almost right, chat. Oh, wait, there was more. All right, really quick, chat. I only saw these 4 options. I didn't know there was more. I only thought it was between these 4. I didn't see these other 2. Okay, hold on. I actually had no idea there were these other 2 here. My bad. All right, that one doesn't count. That one shouldn't count. Hold on. I think this one is with Furina. Yeah. Yeah, see, I could have gotten all of them. I didn't know there was more.
This all happened before.
God damn it.
And the true sin of the Hydro Archon that Nervalette mentioned, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia, as recorded on the stone slates.
Okay, there we go. So that's 3. And last but certainly not least, is it this one that the primordial seawater will eventually burst forth? He only temporarily sealed it? There we go.
The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society, but not many people believed it at first.
Okay,
the fortress
I got
of
one
Meropide
wrong.
Was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontainians to dissolve. It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true. If we hadn't dealt with it in time, things could have gone very badly.
Hoyoverse was in their bag with this Archon quest. I can't
They'll
believe.
dissolve into the primordial sea, but won't cease to exist.
Even the pictures.
Their essence will flow in the seawater, converge, and take the form of an oceanid.
Bro! Dude, even the pictures, even like the cutscene moments from previous acts reflect the slabs.
The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin.
So I'm assuming turning oceanids into people, turning oceanids into human was seen as a sin by Celestia. But then how did that correlate to Furina being cursed?
Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay.
Also, you know what would have been really hilarious? Is if when you come to Fontaine and you use Elemental Sight, every character is just blue. That would have been, it would have been a dead giveaway. That would have been a huge dead giveaway. It also would have been very canonically accurate. I guess they're not oceanids by, like, they're not inherently oceanids. It's like baked into their DNA that they're oceanids.
The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what.
Wow, look at that.
The prophecy's contents can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light.
Oh. Verification complete. So, Furina, you gonna speak up? What's going on? Holy moly.
Huh?
That's huge.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. So that's how you can make sense of it. But then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
Let's hear them.
The first slate reveals that Fontainians are not real humans. Yep.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear that?
They're learning about themselves. They're like, wait a minute. I'm a fish person? I'm a water man?
We're not real humans.
Someone's gonna have some existential crisis at this point. They're like, bro, I knew something was up. I knew I wasn't I knew there was something up about me.
All Fontainians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with oceanids as their basis.
Damn, bro. No wonder the freaking Hydro Archon like turns a bunch of them into humans. And I guess the other oceanids were like, fuck this shit. We're out of here, bro. So did they have the ability to switch back and forth? Because there are oceanids out there that can do that. But they usually do that, I think, as a disguise, not because they're both. I think this sequence of events is like they're changed permanently. Whereas the other oceanids are just kind of like, hey, we're using humans as like a disguise.
The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontainians could dissolve in primordial seawater.
Rip.
And how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into oceanids.
Yep, that is such a sick callback.
Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial.
Yep.
All of them in the shape of oceanids.
I was curious about that too, but in my head I was like, I guess it's just a Fontaine thing. I don't think they're actually oceanids, but then, you know, I'm looking dumb now.
Indeed.
The second slate reveals that the crime of the Hydro Archon was the creation of Fontainids from oceanids. Yep, I figured that.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission.
Celestia are a bunch of pussies, dude. They just stay in their high castle and they just judge people. Who the fuck gives a shit that she did that? Who's that hurting, really? That seems petty. That doesn't seem like a, oh, it's for the greater good. I could understand maybe, oh, the celestial nail here, a celestial nail there. Maybe it's doing something that we don't know, so on the surface, it looks like, oh man, Celestia just fucking hates these civilizations, but maybe they're doing something that is preventing a greater problem or a greater danger, like with the abyss and with the, you know, the filth or the mud or whatever the case might be. I can understand finding some way to justify it, but what does this do? Like, why is this such a problem? It's so weird. They're just offended by everything, bro. They're literally the average Twitter user.
That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
I still think Child was found guilty because of his abyss, his connection to the abyss, and hence Skirk shows up, kind of confirming that or doubling down on that. So I feel like for Child, it was like, ooh, you are abyssal by nature, my guy. You're a problem.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
Egeria died for their sins. This is very biblical, I will say.
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese.
Wow.
The twists of history are often the most unexpected of all.
As for the third slate, I'm still convinced that it should come after the fourth slate.
Yeah. Isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that. It seems like it's the people of Fontaine surrounding Furina for some reason.
So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate?
The fourth slate depicts the fulfillment of the prophecy as it's already widely known.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Basically what they're saying is the people of Fontaine should have never been born.
Did Paimon get all that right?
Or they should have never been reverted, like you were always meant to be water.
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using a different power source.
Yeah, when he yoinked the water off of that one slide. I can't believe, like, he just did that and then we just forgot about that for like 2 hours.
When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion.
Let's go.
Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within. If everything goes well, we should finally be informed of the unadulterated truth.
Here we go. Lord knows what he's gonna find out. Furina's up there, like, just in shock. She's like, bro, I've been had.
Well? Did you get it?
Like, why is she cursed, though? Like, what happened? What happened to Furina? Why did they single her out?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you.
No. Go in grave detail. I need everything.
Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct.
Okay, good.
In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land.
Oh no. They're like, hey, the ocean's cool, but you know what's even better? Life on land. This reminds me of how, like, the people of Watatsumi Island were, like, begging Orobashi for, like, hey, we need fertile land, we can get it over there. And they essentially, like, pressured him to wage war with the shogunate. They asked of their Archon, and their Archon overstepped their boundaries, and they got punished for it.
The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind.
I love how there's, like, Oceanids and, like, Eidolons, Hydro Eidolons.
However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the seven, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, it's also giving Little Mermaid, isn't it? Like, a whole new world. You know what I mean? Like,
not one to give in.
Wait, that's Aladdin. Hold on. Not a whole new world. Part of your world.
Bodies for her
part of your world. I got that mixed up. The world part is what screwed me up. Hold on. I haven't even seen Aladdin yet. Yeah, thank God Kaylin isn't here. I got that mixed up a little bit. I haven't seen much of Disney. Don't come for me.
She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process.
Wait, she did what now? She poured primordials? Wait, where'd she get the primordial seawater from? Also, how do Oceanids have blood vessels? That's weird. Aren't they just holistically water? You skipped a line? Oh, did I? Wait, what was the last line? I literally got caught off guard because of that A Whole New World part. Aladdin did me dirty. That's why I still haven't watched it.
But if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea.
Okay.
As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids.
So the primordial seawater gave them a temporary existence on land, so long as they never came in contact with it again.
Oh! Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race.
What do you mean permission? They're not even from this planet. That's some bullshit. Imagine that.
And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea.
Jesus. They were like, that's not your permission. That's not your property. Please don't use that.
That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
And y'all will now bear the sins of your fathers.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing.
This man's like, nope, didn't happen.
Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your regular Fontainian, but it does answer a lot of our questions.
Celestia, bro, like, really? They're just like, it's our way or the highway.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate.
Oh.
The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct.
Okay, what is the third slate supposed to represent then?
A key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids.
Okay.
They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea.
Okay.
The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice.
That's very clever.
You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore, the meaning of the third slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice.
That is so cool. Yo, the writers are so freaking good at their job. The writers are so good. I can't believe how good this is. And we still have more to go, I'm sure. But like, I can't believe how well put together this is.
Yes, it refers to our present situation.
We're literally living it right now, which means the next part's about to happen. Where's Focalors? Who is Focalors? I swear to God.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy,
by doing this trial, we are literally falling into the prophecy's line of sight.
In truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold.
Damn.
So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
Yeah, it can only but be accepted.
What should we do?
I don't know. It feels like there's no way out of this. Paimon, we're not Ocean. Let's just get out of here.
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled. Is this what it feels like to be a prisoner of fate?
What if they flood Fontaine, like, with regular water, though? I was gonna say, can't they just, like, create their own prophecy and flood Fontaine themselves and then put everyone on Risley's boat and just have Furina start... She's already crying, so just flood the place and GG, the prophecy is technically fulfilled, but they all have to be dissolved, so yeah, that's not gonna work.
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will also be fulfilled soon?
Damn.
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions.
Damn, bro. Why you calling me out, dude? I did the best.
About the fourth slate. You probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes?
Maybe.
However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse to come.
Cue the giant whale. Isn't the giant whale supposed to, like, burst through this freaking place soon?
As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
Wait, could it be? Is it the giant whale? Ah! Wait, did I call this? Wait, the ultimate proof. Round 2?
This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the disaster.
Just what is the true source of the catastrophe? All right, we did everything else. Okay, so we just have to add this one. It's child, right? It might be the whale. I think it's the whale. Yeah, easy.
It was both dream and reality.
Yeah, that was easy. Okay. Oh, I only had to do it once. Let's go.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
Yeah.
The truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
So we kill the whale, we save the world? Maybe? This is stressful. That's ominous. Jesus. Oh, shit. Knock, knock. Prophecy's here. Oh, my God. How many What? It's literally here. Holy fuck. Yo, new villain! Oh my God. Be careful. Holy shit, this is so hype. Which child? Yo! Yo, Foul Legacy child here! He said he'd kill the thing someday. He's gotta. Oh my God, go off, King. Call me Ishmael. Whoa! That is so sick. Bro, you're in your Foul Legacy for way too long, my dude. Hello, sir. You look like shit. He's like, yeah, that's a nopers from me, bro. Child is so cool. Child is so badass.
That was way too close. How did that thing just
Bruh. That thing just showed up and he's like, I am here to judge you all. Your uppins has come. That's right. I'd wagered that it's also the one that child saw when he was young. Yep.
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here.
Mm-hmm. Dude, Neuvillette is so badass too. He's like, yo, I gotta protect my courthouse. If I lose this, I'm out of a job.
That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while.
Yo, Descender moment? 5th Descender? Is the whale technically, would we consider that a Descender if they're not from this world? So Phanis, Celestia, the whale. They said I'm the 4th Descender, right? And then me, and then if you want to meme about it, Aloy. That must mean the whale's the 3rd Descender.
It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow.
What the hell?
That is the main cause for the rising sea
Where
levels.
the hell did it come from?
And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
the planet.
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontainians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Yep.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontainians nigh impossible to resist.
Oh, it's gonna eat you all. He's like, nom, nom, nom. This shit tastes mad good.
Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontainians.
That is savage, bro.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
We gotta go kill it. We gotta go whaling, which is funny because I live in the whaling city of the world, so this is very apropos.
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time.
Hell yeah.
Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner.
Jesus. Has Child been holding that thing off this whole time? Because he looked pretty battle-torn. Like, he didn't even get attacked this entire time. So, like, he literally looks like he's been through the ringer since he woke up and saw that whale. He did say someday he would find it and slaughter that beast. So, you know, he's trying to get his now.
From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
Yeah.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this.
Child's like, I didn't help you. I was helping myself.
Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
But, like, what if beating it still causes the prophecy to happen, right? It's literally like the court trial. It's like, oh, by us doing, like, it's fate. Isn't that the whole point of fate? Isn't it like, even if you think you're doing something to stop it, you're indirectly contributing to it? I don't know.
It is too late.
What do you mean?
It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself.
That's literally the primordial sea whale.
Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
Bruh.
That's not something I will accept.
You tell him, Navia.
We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible foe. That's just not fair.
Indeed. That's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end. No matter what.
Yeah. Show yourself, you coward. I'll fight you right now.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what.
Guys, if anything, that means the Melazine are potentially at risk. The Melazine are potentially being threatened by this guy. Are we gonna sit around and let the Melazine be bullied by this giant fucking whale? I would rather die than let these Melazine get treated unfairly by this whale.
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
That's N. After everything, it still turned out like this. We can't fight against fate. Yeah, not with that attitude, Aether. Not with that attitude. Wait, but what if it is all about fate?
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the god's gaze does not fall?
Yeah, probably.
Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future.
All you need to do is to play your part.
All right, we've arrived. I'm the main character. Could it be that even if the prophecy will be fulfilled, there would still be a way to save everyone? I believe. Did I miss something? Wait, I forgot about Furina. What was it that she wanted to say to me at the last moment in the giant magic box? What is her real secret? Oh my god, can we please learn about this now? Por favor. Another cutscene? Bro, Hoyoverse. They put all their budget into this act.
What's happening with the aura trees?
Oh, it's the voice! Who's in there?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Wait! Yo, Furina, you good? Oh my god.
Furina!
Excuse... Please? Do something?
No, I still need answers.
Come on, Aether! Come on, come on, come on! Oh my god. What the heck just happened? Whoa! Whoa! Yo, new costume? What the hell just happened? Why is Neuvillette the only one here?